Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new year and welcome to this episode of Mind Body TV. We're going to talk about why everything feels urgent in January and how to get off the cycle of busy, overwhelm, like motivation, urgency, and actually step into and create prosperity. So please share where you're tuning in from in the world. How did you find our broadcast? How are you feeling in this new year? And I want to share you to share with me like one thing you're excited about going into the new year and one thing you have trepidation about, because this is going to be very telling for you of like where your system is ready to shift. So the first thing I want to say with this episode is you are in a new system. You're in a new frequency. It's not just a new year. And it's also a new cycle collectively. Like we're in a new cycle. But your mind body system, like the way your brain and neural networking works, the way your immune system works, the way your biofield is set up, is you're not aligned with the old way of doing life, the programming of like money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard if you want to succeed. Suppressing your truth to make others feel comfortable so you're not threatened. Like a lot of the old system has already fallen away. And that's why it can feel so uncomfortable when you're in a new year, like, okay, let's go. But something about it feels off. Like it doesn't feel like prosperity. It just feels like rushing. It doesn't feel like excitement. It just feels like pressure. That's because you have outgrown your old system, but you're still trying to operate within it. You're still trying to do the things that maybe you thought worked in the past. Okay, so if you're feeling that, like, yeah, I'm January, I got a new thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But there's like this layer of pressure. I want you to acknowledge this, because until you acknowledge it, you're just going to keep trying to survive within it. So share that in the comments if you're acknowledging like the pressure. When we release the pressure, we settle into our new system. Your system is designed, your nature is designed for prosperity. Like look at nature, everything is abundant. The soil, even the poop has a purpose and it nurtures the soil. And then the leaves and the trees regrow, the animals, like everything prospers with that cycle. You're also cyclic and your nature is also prosperity. But when you're in a system, belief system, way of doing things, that's out of your nature, it is going to feel bad. It is going to make you sick. It creates inflammation in the body. It disrupts your neurologic processing. It suppresses and overwhelms your immune system. Like all of the things so many people are suffering from, and they were trying to diagnose these clinical diseases, and oh, we just don't have the medication for that, is due to this being out of alignment with our nature, being in programming that has us rush. So your well-being is conditional. Your prosperity is conditional. You might make it, you might not. You got to do all these things right. Your source is outside of you. So like you got to please other people. You got to find the right thing. You got to find the right partner. And then codependence and everything that goes along with that. How do you think your system feels when you believe your well-being is conditional, your survival is conditional, and your value lies outside of you? Your source is outside of you. You're always going to be in fear. Okay, so what happens when we instead enter safety? So that's what I want to talk about here, is like shifting to release the pressure and move into your system of safety. Your nature is well-being, and your body needs to feel safe in order to activate that. So there's two things we want to look at here. When we're in safety, our sympathetic nervous system turns down. It's at its normal, harmonious baseline level. It's not overrunning our adrenals. It's not running our immune system rampant. It's not creating this dyscrasia and symptoms and fatigue and pain and fill in the blank. Because there's balance and harmony in the body. Your system needs to feel safe to have that. And in order to do that, we have to release the pressure. We have to actually let go of the old system. Now, we could do some exercises, and we do a lot of things in Embracing Health to like shift the beliefs, shift the underlying patterns. But the one biggest thing is anchoring into that vibration of your new system. So it's not just the affirmation, all is well, I'm at peace, my body's healed. Although that's part of it, it's anchoring into the frequency of that truth. It's already right here, right now. So what are you ready to create this year and going forward for the rest of your life? That's question one. Number two is scale of 1 to 10. How important is that to you? You need to know this, because if you're like, I guess it's a 5, you want to get curious, like, why am I even bothering? Maybe it's a 6. If it's closer to like 7, 8, 9, you want to ask, what would it have to happen for that to be a 10? And it's going to be something about like, well, I just know it's going to be really hard. Or I just know I've tried before and it hasn't happened, so I already feel so defeated. It's going to be some belief that you're bringing in that isn't true. So if you neutralize that, well, what if it wasn't hard? Oh, then I'd be 10. What if you had everything you needed? Oh, well, yeah, then definitely. So you want to look at like, what am I buying into that's disrupting me from my commitment to my highest? Okay, and then here's the tool we're going to play with today. It's super simple. You can do it anywhere. And it's lengthening your exhale in your breath. You want to release the pressure, lengthen your exhale. You want to turn off the sympathetic overdrive that has you perceive the new as urgency and fear. Lengthen your exhale. You want to step into harmony, abundance, and prosperity so that it can then be reflected in your life. Lengthen your exhales. So we're going to just do this right now, but then we're going to go in a deeper way to utilize this practice. So just take 3 breaths. And as you breathe out, just slow your exhale, make a sound. Do your next one and relax your shoulders as you exhale. So you might tense them up on the inhale. And then let everything that this brings up with this moment of stillness. Sometimes fear comes up because we're shifting our pattern. One more inhale. You can tense your body, tense your face, tense your fists. And then check in with your body. When you turn off the sympathetic, your parasympathetic, which is the healing response, it's right there. It's already on, it's already active. It gets ignited when you do something like this exercise. You turn down the sympathetics, fight or flight response. What I want you to know is those patterns of urgency, fear, and survival will not work here. Here in this new year, here in the realm you're actually in, versus the one your brain perceives you're in and is trying to create and recreate and manage and function in. You're not actually in a life-threatening survival situation in this 10 seconds. So you got to let your body know, okay, we're here. Now, maybe some people are having stage 4 cancer. They're like, oh no, I am in an emergency right now. But I want you to go in the 10-second increment where you can actually give your body just a little notch of safety. In this 10 seconds, I'm sitting here and I'm breathing. And come out of the illusion of all the stuff going on out there just for even 10 seconds, or maybe it's 10 minutes, to lengthen your exhale and give your body the signal, we're safe. Even if it's in a micro way, we're safe, because that will not only turn off the overdrive and the fight or flight, it allows your brain to begin to function differently and see things you couldn't see before. It allows your physiology to restore, rebalance, neutralize, release inflammation that underlies like every major disease process. It is not a minor thing. It is the most impactful thing you can do in your body. So set your alarm 3 times a day. This is what we do in the instant elevation practice, is like, you gotta put it to work to integrate it into your system and use it over the next week. Lengthen your exhale. So it would just say, exhale, Kim, or exhale, whatever your name is, exhale. And you just, even if you just do one long, slow exhale, whatever you are doing, because wherever you are, you can do this. Wherever you are, you're breathing. Wherever you are, you can get present. Hey, body, here we are. And do this shift to shift your state. It's going to improve like any moment you're in. It's going to release the suppression and it's going to release the pressure. So instead of going into this next segment of your life from urgency, fear, motivation to overcome that urgency and fear, isn't that getting old? We can go into this next segment of our life from inspiration, connection, and clarity. From our connection, our abundance flows because it is our nature. It's already here. So there's no need for urgency and there's no need for pressure. Okay, so we're moving into our new system. You just gotta let your body catch up. You already know, like, whoa, more is possible than I've considered before. Or abundance is my nature. Yeah, I totally believe in that. But now we've got to get your body on that vibe, because your body is releasing residues from the past. Guess what's a great way to assist that? Longer exhales. Your body is already releasing the residue of the past, of the trauma, of the belief systems, of the false reality, of the urgency, fear, illusion of separation. It already is doing that. It knows how to do that. You can facilitate that. Make that your mission for this month. You're making space to receive the new by consciously choosing to release the old. Your mind follows what you focus on. Use the exhale, and it will do this process. It will literally release everything holding you back. Okay, so you're going to do this practice. You're going to remember the old patterns aren't going to work here. When you feel urgency, when someone asks how you're doing and you start to say, oh, I'm so busy. Wait a minute. Actually, I'm releasing the pattern of being busy and buying into overwhelm as my natural state. How are you doing? I'm releasing this old pattern I had of staying overwhelmed and busy and thinking that was my natural state. Oh, tell me more about that. Can that be how you're doing? Can that be what you're doing right now? I'm noticing old patterns. I'm allowing them to release, and it feels so empowering. So next time someone asks you how you're doing, get curious. What are you up to? Actually, I'm up to something really profound. I'm shifting my inner state so I can allow a shift in my entire reality. Who doesn't want a shift in your reality? This, especially January. Like, that's what we know, because we know there's a new cycle coming in. We know there's new energy coming in. And so we naturally are like, yeah, let's bring it in. And there's a speeding up. Flow with that, but don't bring the fear and urgency with you. So it's like, yes to awesome new things, and exhale to make space for all of them. All right, let me know how this goes. Let me know what questions you have. Happy New Year to you. Happy new life, new reality. Are you ready for it? What questions can you ask yourself to facilitate the continued release? Like, how could this be happening for me? How could this discomfort I'm in be the best thing that ever happened? How could this disillusionment of like, oh, I don't know how to make my life work, be a recalibration to step into a new system where I do absolutely know, because my wisdom guides me. All right, are you ready for that level of expansion? Because everything is possible. I love you guys. We'll be broadcasting every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time in our Facebook group, The Mind Body Community, and my YouTube channel, Dr. Kim Duramo. And we have some very new exciting announcements that we will be coming up with very soon. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. And I love you guys. And I'll see you soon. Exhale. Practice. Let me know how it goes. Okay, so after I filmed this episode, I had an awesome one-on-one client session with a woman who's a mind body certified practitioner. She's in my Launch Your Vision program, and she has been in this frenetic energy of the fear-based energy. Her work is so powerful. I've experienced it. It's like multidimensional healing. She's helped people with all kinds of things. And then because of this fear, it's like she just wasn't able to create. And there was all this chaos. And like you'll see when you hear the session, but it was exactly the application of what I talked about in this episode. So we're going to share it with you. And she has agreed to that using the audio. You will do the work along with us. Just listening to this will absolutely shift your system out of fear-based programming, and then do the tapping and the work, the breathing, to let it integrate cellularly. So I am super excited to share this with you. Stay tuned.
Okay. I'm kind of in overwhelm, but
It's not surprising because when I came on, so I just recorded this episode of Mind Body TV, and as soon as I came on and I started tuning into your energy, I was like, oh my God, this was 100% for her, and I'm going to bring her exactly this. And it's super easy.
oh wow. Okay, I'll go watch it.
Well, I'm going to do it here with you, but it's super easy.
Oh,
So
okay.
before we even start, if we had a way to let your nervous system and your networking and your body and your physiology to get aligned with the vision that you know is possible for you and with who you know you are, how valuable would that be?
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. Okay, your body is the technology that emanates, like the projector onto a screen, emanates the vibration and frequency of what's in your system. Now, what's in your system might be just the pure essence of who you are, or it might be a whole mix of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's your job to notice. This is one way of doing it, what's on the movie screen, so you can kind of backtrack to like, ooh, let me self-adjust. But that's going to change. It's going to change from noticing what's on the movie screen to lead me back to versus just, I'm just connected within. Doesn't even matter what's on the movie screen. And when you, trust your essence, you totally trust that what you are is going to create a great movie and is going to create prosperity. That's when you let go of like,
Yeah.
it's not even about what's on the movie screen. It's about me being connected with what I am. Now the heaven on earth isn't, yay, this and that thing are happening on my movie screen. It's, oh, I'm in oneness with what I am. That's the only goal. That's the only objective. That's the real win. I'm living it. I'm not distracted by what's out there. I'm living right now here. Okay. So the exercise is simply, we're going to do it in a minute. Anything else coming up for you? Yeah, so it's just scattered. Okay, I want you to see whatever is going on, and we can get into specifics.
Okay.
See, it's just the result of scattered energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's some fear. There's a lot of fear, and I think some of it is because I'm ungrounded by what's going on, and the overwhelm makes it harder to stay grounded. Um, but I mean, there's great stuff happening, and it's fucking scary. So, um, and it feels like I have to wear 20 million hats to get it done. And I'm like, but this is my biggest rock. No, this is my biggest rock. No, that and or uh, it's too many things. There's great things, fear, and then there's fear that that if this all happens, I'm gonna attract a bunch of people, and then I'm gonna ghost them.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
Yeah.
ghost them. I'm going to get so overwhelmed that I'm going to unconsciously run away from them under a rock and not be able to extricate myself. Even though my head is going to say, "What the hell are you doing?" My body is going to say, "Look, I can't." And I'm going to like not be there when I'm supposed to be. I'm going to go hide. I'm going to fail, huge fail.
Yeah.
That's that's been coming up because I keep on just seeing that this could really work. And I'm seeing what I'm doing right now, which is I have two clients that are waiting to talk to me. And I told them both, I'm early in my process. I did tell them, to be fair to myself, I did say, I'm not all set up here yet. I'm not fully ready, but I started to engage. And then the hospital stuff happened and lost all this time to my,
And
though
no,
I learned a lot of,
you said it. You
huh?
said, I'm not fully ready. What the hell are you saying that for? You're ready. You're ready to do a session with a person. Are you ready to lift a truck? You're not lifting a truck. You're doing a session. Stop making this such a big deal. They're not asking you to find a cure for cancer. They're asking you to, hey, let's play with this. Let's see what happens. Stop thinking you're not ready. What do you think it is you're not ready for?
To like I don't have my
Who
I
cares?
don't
Who
have
cares?
my contract in place. My
Who
I
cares?
don't. I started the first one without
A
the.
contract, you can make a contract and write an email. You're going to pay me this, and I'm going to do this. That's enough of an agreed upon thing. You can do a session for someone. You
Oh,
can receive money in exchange. But the fear and urgency, you'll get those things in place and they'll get better and better as you go.
yeah,
But you want to stop thinking you have to be here and
yeah,
working with what is here.
yeah. Well, the thing is that I did start one of them without an intake form, and it cost me so much time of having to ask her all these things verbally. And I don't want to start the next guy without the intake form to shortcut all of that. And I haven't had.
You're
It's like,
making that a problem. So what you could do is, oh, I did it this way. Oh my God, it'd be so much even easier to automate that. Cool. Now I'm in a higher vibe with it and I have energy to bang it out. You could
but
go,
the problem is I'm trying to balance that against 20 other things that are all urgent that I'm trying to get done.
yeah, see, that's the problem. None of them are urgent. None of them are urgent.
Well, okay, let me just tell you. So this is the other community that I'm part of asked me if I would be their last. They do these spotlight interviews of members and ambassadors. The ambassadors are the ones that help deliver the program, which I'm one of. um, just to like help people get to know each other. So they asked me, as an ambassador, could you be the last spotlight interview of the year? So they have an interview of me that's coming up on Friday. And I thought, oh, it's just gonna go to our community. Anyone who maybe decides they're interested in my energy healing, because I'm gonna be able to talk about my work as well as interview about what my work in their community is. I get to start out by talking about my work. So I thought, well, I don't need to kill myself on the website yet because they can reach me through the community. But I just realized that they're publishing this out on YouTube, which means no one out there would know how to reach me. I have this opportunity to attract eyeballs,
It's okay.
and but I don't have a website out there. Not
Julie,
even.
Julie, you have to stop believing you are on the brink of destruction. You have to stop believing any of these things have anything to do with your survival. Do you see in your body this is registering like you're on the edge of a cliff and you're about to die? Yeah, are you? Are you about to die?
No,
Yeah. If nobody finds you from this one thing and it's like, oh, that was just a practice run, are you going to die?
no,
Is it going to threaten the well-being of your business going forward?
no.
Could you let your body know that?
Okay, I'm not gonna die. It has been feeling that way.
Curious, because that's the signal you've been giving your body. Your body will feel what you give it.
Yeah,
It will react to what you give it.
yeah.
If you have a child and you're like, oh my God, if you don't get your shoes on, the house is going to burn down. And the kid's like, ah! Is the kid
Yeah.
gonna find their fucking shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You're asking your system to do something under an immense amount of pressure.
Yeah.
So we got to let go of the pressure. It's funny when you watch the episode I just created, it's verbatim this. Here's what's happening. You're in an old system of urgency, fear. My worth is outside of me.
Yeah.
Source is outside of me, and
Yeah.
I'm about to die.
Yeah.
When you're in a system of urgency, fear, I'm about to die, your system can't create.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've been making getting that website out such high priority that I've been not calling back my clients. I've just dropped them. Their time is ticking and they're gonna get, you
You don't
know,
need a website. You can say, my Facebook handle is blah, blah, DM me. If someone wants a session with you, they're going to figure it out.
okay,
Okay. You could say, here's my phone number. You could say, like there's a way, you could say, here's my email.
okay,
I do private sessions. Here's my email. They'll figure it out.
okay.
And maybe how many months or years from now, it's a quick link, juliesenergyhealing.com, and they click and point. That's even better. But you can't go from disaster, oh my God, to that. But you can go from, oh, this is good to this is even better. You just got to have something that's good enough. Oh,
Yeah,
they email me. I do these sessions. They're really powerful. Here's my email.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the tool we'll work with is extending the exhale. So over the next 10 breaths, I'm speaking, lengthen your exhales and put your attention on your exhales. Lengthen your time in your exhale. Bring your attention to the exhale phase. Stay right there. And know that as you do this, you're sending your body the signal that I'm safe. And you're activating release. Release of old patterns that don't serve you. Some of them you know, some of them you don't know. You don't need to know. The old patterns made it seem like you really were about to die. And that put your nervous system in a place of gridlock. So, let's not do that. What would make space so the nervous system can function harmoniously? Safety. When we lengthen the exhale and bring our attention to the exhale, we give our body the signal that it's safe to be here. If it's safe to be here, I can create. If here is dangerous, here is unsafe, here is my well being is conditional, my source is outside myself, it's contracting, glitches up the system, and it can't create prosperity. Lengthen your exhales, put your attention on your exhales. Good. As these exhales are happening, let the system release urgency, which is just an illusion, fear, the I'm about to die, the I have to this and this, all the ideas that went along with that false paradigm, the false belief that I'm about to die. Good, 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 good. Okay, now we're going to use some tapping. So just go to your inner eye and say, everywhere my body picked up,
Everywhere my body picked up,
I'm not safe in this reality.
I'm not safe in this reality.
Good. Breathe in and out. The energy's already moving. Outer eye, total compassion
Total compassion
for everywhere I picked this up.
for everywhere I picked this up.
So, of course, it scattered my energy
Of course, it scattered my energy,
and my body registered fear
and my body registered fear.
under the eye. It's not that I was actually about to die.
Not that I was actually about to die.
In that pattern, it was the same thing.
In that pattern, it was the same thing.
Under the nose, I experienced it as real.
I experienced it as real.
And so everything felt so important
So everything felt so important.
on the chin. Just having compassion
Just having compassion
for how hard it was to live there. Relax your
for
face
how hard it was to live there.
under the collarbone. In that foundation
In that foundation
that said, my well being's conditional.
that set my wells beings conditional.
I might get it done, I might not.
I may get it done, I might not.
I might be okay, I might not.
I might be okay, I might not.
It felt so horrible
It felt so horrible
to believe that,
to believe that,
to live as if that was true.
to live as if that was true.
Under the arm, and then my system created it as if it was true.
And then my system created it as if it was true.
I look at my bank account and it's as if it was true.
And I look at my bank account and it's as if it was true.
Top of the head, I look at what's happening and it's as if it was true.
I look at what's happening, and it's as if it was true.
Inner eye and all the feelings and emotions and thoughts
And all the feelings and emotions and thoughts
that went along with it.
that went along with it.
Under the eye, what if I could harmonize my physiology
What if I could harmonize my physiology
under the nose so my body gets the message
so my body gets the message
on the chin that I'm safe
that I'm safe?
under the collarbone? Maybe just because I'm breathing in and out right now.
Maybe just because I'm breathing in and out right now.
And in this 10 seconds, I can just let it be.
And in this 10 seconds, I can just let it be.
Under the arm. Maybe that seems to be the only safety here. Relax your face. You're doing great. More breath, girl. More breath. Total compassion. Say total compassion
Total compassion
for the part of me
for the part of me
that has not felt safe.
that has not felt safe.
Top of the head. It's okay for me to be with
It's okay for me to be with
the part of me
the part of me
that has not felt safe.
that has not felt safe.
Inner eye, what I am is bigger
What I am is bigger
outer eye, then this part of me,
Then this part of me.
under the eye, that has not felt safe.
That has not felt safe.
Under the nose, this part of me doesn't know anything else.
This part of me doesn't know anything else.
On the chin, and what if that is okay?
And what if that's okay?
Under the collarbone, what if I can welcome her home in my heart?
What if I can welcome her home in my heart?
What if I can first let her receive whatever she may need?
What if I can first let her receive whatever she may need?
What if I can stay tuned for whatever that may be?
What if I can stay tuned to whatever that may be
Under the arm, and just be here listening
and just be here listening?
for whatever she may need.
For whatever she may need.
Up on the head, because we're shifting something really big.
Because we're shifting something really big.
I could go out and do 100 sessions
I can go out and do 100 sessions
of this amazing work,
of this amazing work,
or I could do one thing right here
or I could do one thing right here
in my system
in my system
that shifts my whole reality.
that shifts my whole reality.
Deep breath in and long, slow breath out.
Oh my God. That's what's underneath all of it. All of it. All of it. Yeah, that was my pattern growing up. I'm gonna get it's dangerous, really dangerous not to get it all done, have my act together, do what mom wants me to do immediately. She had no patience, and I'm not being patient with myself.
So I want to show you something. And it wasn't even about your mom, it's about the system everyone was trying to function in. Everyone was trying to function in separation, lack, fear, consciousness. So the your mom character would have shown up that way. No
Yeah,
fault of her own. This is what happens when we function in lack, fear, separation.
yeah,
When we
yeah,
show up.
yeah,
So we don't even need to blame or make it wrong. We can just go, oh, we were functioning in the frequency of that.
yeah,
Now we've moved into the frequency of this. And just like you, mom, that made me pretty short-circuited as
yeah,
well. Now there's nothing but compassion for your mom. There's not blame. There's not wrongness. Um, there's nothing. There's acknowledgement. So you want to move
yeah,
into,
yeah.
okay, inner eye, thank you for showing me, mom.
Thank you for showing me, Mom,
Outer eye, what it looks like
what it looks like
under the eye when we anchor into that foundation.
when we anchor into that foundation.
Under the nose, you were an example
You were an example
of a person functioning
of a person functioning
in that faulty operating system.
in that faulty operating system. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for showing me that.
Thank you for showing me that. Yeah.
Because for me, it's time
Because for me, it's time
to come into a new operating system.
to come into a new operating system.
And I already know this operating system
And I already know this operating system.
for the collarbone. I've studied it and learned about it.
I've studied it and learned about it.
And now it's time to step into it.
And now it's time to step into it. Yep.
My body feels a little scared.
My body feels a little scared, a lot scared, actually,
Under the arm because this is unfamiliar.
because it's unfamiliar. Yeah.
But I know
But I know
and I trust
and I trust
And that's the big thing.
That's the big thing.
Top of the head. And tell your mom, because of you and what I've seen,
Because of you and what I've seen,
because of you and what I've lived and experienced,
and because of you and what I've lived and experienced,
inner I have the total clarity.
I have the total clarity
That's not my nature.
that that's not my nature.
Under the eye, that's not my truth.
That's not my truth. Yeah.
Under the nose. So even though it feels scary and unfamiliar,
So even though it feels scary and unfamiliar,
I'm gonna take a long exhale anyway,
I'm going to take a long exhale anyway
under the collarbone, to let my body slow down
to let my body slow down
so that it can integrate something new.
so that it can integrate something new.
Under the arm, I'm already in the atmosphere of prosperity.
I'm already in the atmosphere of prosperity.
The head, I can let my body soften to let it in.
I can let my body soften to let it in.
All right, deep breath. Oh my gosh, really, really good.
That was huge. Yeah, and the no blame is better. It's actually come up on my radar that I have to really forgive my mom.
Yeah, and forgiveness is the realization there is no wrongness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's about it. That's the whole of it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. There was no wrongness.
There more ability and willingness to trust so that you do the long, slow exhale or whatever the equivalent is when there's urgency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I want you to do three more. And I want you to notice. So if you, we'll do them together. I want you to notice what comes up when we do this. Okay, so we're just going to do an inhale and then we'll talk about it after. So, and you can tighten on the inhale. And then when you exhale, soften and okay, two more. And just relax and breathe. Oh my gosh. Tell me what you notice. I noticed like I'm yawning a lot and there's an opening in my body. But I want to hear what you noticed.
It was like this big, it is like this big cloud of energy that was tight is like now releasing into front into like a cloud of vapor that's coming up, and I'm feeling it here like in my clenching, jaw clenching. It's moving through there and bringing, and it's connected to the jaw clenching, of course. So it's showing up here and saying, "Oh, here's part of it." And then it's starting to like dissipate out my crown. So it's like an elevator of starting at my root, because I've been having, we started out with feeling in my root like these and like grinding in there, and now it's kind of like much smaller, like little fingers moving stuff in the root.
Okay,
It's
great.
uncomfortable, but it's less grippy and it's much quieter than it was before.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So the discomfort, we wouldn't do this if it were just an exercise in discomfort. And that's why you got to remember, I'm doing this to make space for my new system where I'm in wholeness and I don't even consider otherwise, where
Okay.
I know I'm whole and I proceed accordingly. And that's worth going through the temporary discomfort. For me, it would be like a boredom of like, ugh, I'm not doing anything, I'm not getting anywhere. This isn't interesting. Like the drama was maybe more interesting. So it was like uncomfortable in that way.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, geez, let's let that go. So when we do this, regularly, it releases energy and tension. It releases the belief systems. It releases the old system of I'm about to die. I'm threatened. Everything, and then we can operate in wholeness. And from wholeness, you're going to show up for your client. I mean, your work is off the charts. Like it's multidimensional, but now you're going to be able to hold the space for it, communicate about it, invite people into it, and show up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so when I'm wanting to hide under a rock, that's that's me in survival mode. I need to identify that as, okay, I'm going back into survival mode and I need to come back to blowing out the breath and doing all this exercise.
Yep. You'll feel it. You'll feel a frenetic energy. And if you're not really dialed into your body and you don't feel it, you'll see it. You'll
Mhm.
see like chaos happening or I have 10 things to do. And then you'll be
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. Okay, so it doesn't really matter if you're present in the early stage and you feel the chaos, or if you just keep rolling with it and then the chaos shows up on the movie screen,
Mm,
it's going to get your attention. And that's when you return to the practice.
yeah.
Allow. So when you're doing a longer exhale, your body gets the signal, I'm safe. It's okay for me to be here. And that will turn off the sympathetic nervous system and the overdrive and the, and it will ignite, the physiology of self-healing, peace, harmony, regulation, but it also ignites higher functioning.
Yeah.
Boom, make this call, do this thing, this is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. To give myself credit right before the call, I knew I was in all this high drive, and I said, I kind of yelled at myself, calm down, just calm down. And then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's wrong. Calm down means suppress it. Whoa, I've been telling myself this for years. Don't calm down. Go sit with it. Meet it and let it come out. Don't suppress it, And so now, and I was like, oh, that was pretty good. That's it. But I was still so that was my little baby step towards this. This was the bigger step that I needed because the little one wasn't working fully. I mean, I was trying to meet it, but it was so overwhelming. I just was getting more rung up, um, tolerating, trying to sit with it was hard. It's like I liken it to doing self-surgery. It just feels like you're operating, you're causing yourself harm. And it's not harm, it's just massive discomfort, really heavy duty, like you want to run out of your skin discomfort. So focusing on the breathing instead, I guess that's the equivalent of don't look at the stop looking at the pain, look at what's good and expand that. Look at the wellness and expand that, or the wholeness.
Yes, you see how you're listening to your system to see, and if you think of it like the nature, so children are very much in our natural state. So if you think of the child and you're like, Stop doing that. Stop doing that. They're going to be like, "Ah." You might control them temporarily, but ultimately you're suppressing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to look at like, oh, hey, let's do it a different way. I want you to look at, okay, so just go into this idea, I'm not fully ready.
I'm not fully, this idea that I'm not fully ready.
Yeah, and you see how that's going to be infinite? I'm never going to be ready. I'll never
Yeah, I'm never gonna be ready. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
under the eye, in that foundation,
In that foundation,
under the nose, in that sense of self,
in that sense of self,
on the chin, in that idea about the world,
in that idea about the world.
under the collarbone. But what if that's not my world?
But if, what if that's not my world?
Under the arm, my world is friendly and inviting.
My world is friendly and inviting.
Top of the head, my world has space for me.
My world has space for me.
Inner eye, my world is a prosperous one.
My world is a prosperous one
Outer eye, where I'm supported and nurtured.
where I'm supported and nurtured,
Under the eye, where I can bring my gifts.
where I can bring my gifts
Under the nose and see them make a huge difference.
and see them making a difference,
On the chin, where I can create from my wholeness.
where I can create from my wholeness.
Under the collarbone, I no longer need to create from fear.
I no longer need to create from fear.
Under the arm, I can bring my body up to date.
I can bring my body up to date.
Top of the head, body, we no longer need to create from fear.
Body, we no longer need to create from fear.
Okay, deep breath in, deep, slow breath out.
Okay, so I got to say something. A
Yeah.
few days ago, I got myself into this place. I was there. I was creative. I came up with a business name, by the way. I I started my dive into my copy and creating my website. Everything was creative, flow, fun, relaxed, beautiful. And then I think it happened overnight. I'm not sure how it happened, but I think my body said, oh, I'm where what this isn't my usual. And I went from that place to the extreme opposite into fear, survival, all this stuff. I went, my body clenched up. And I think it's because my body wasn't like I went so far over the deep end into this
But you
good
just need the
stuff.
practice to bring more of you here. Bring more of you here. Bring more of you. Keep letting more of you function in wholeness. It's all it
Okay.
is. It's all it is.
Okay, so it's like going up a stairway. I have to do, or or going further into the pool, clearing layer more and more layers of me that need to readjust to this. Okay, that makes sense. That makes because I was like, if this is just going to be a pattern that I'm going to keep on going from good to really bad to good to really bad, but it's just it should be lightening as I go further, right? Not
It should lighten up and
okay.
and because you're lightening up.
Yeah.
But the best, most opportune time to lighten up is when you're in the middle of that illusion. I mean, that can seem like it's the hardest time because that's when you really think you got to lock down.
Oh yeah.
That's the most potent time to break the spell for good, is like
Yeah.
when you're so in it that you're like, wait a minute, and you pause.
Okay.
You're in training your brain to be in that higher functioning, even when it appears to be a mess. Right? Appears is what I see, what I feel, what I think.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Oh, man, I still have pockets of gucky stuff coming up in my.
There's things that you can do to facilitate the continued release of what's in your system, like a salt bath and a walk outside, and some of your work that you do, you just let yourself receive that peace, some gentle mind body stuff, and your system's already moving through this and releasing it. So yeah, there's body work, there's all kinds of stuff you can do that facilitate this, but recognize, oh, my body's in a shift, I can support it. Now at least I'm in a foundation of like, I'm going the right way. This is good. What's happening is good. I'm healing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So when that urgency arises, do the clearing. Just do 3 long, slow exhales, maybe 5. And even before you would go to tap or like do anything else, because it's like sometimes we use that to try to feel better. So do the discharge first, the turning off, let your physiology shift, and then look at, okay, what's going to support me? And that's when you can get into creation. Like if it still is the right thing, like, ooh, okay, what am I going to put together that she can share in this YouTube video? Here's my email address, or here's a landing page. Doesn't need to be a website. Okay, it could just be they click and they fill out their information and give you their email address and you can connect back with them. So there's so many ways, but keep it simple. And in the book, 10x is easier than 2x. Do you remember how I was really talking about that? That's the principle. You could do 2x in the scattered, urgent, overwhelmed, fear-based system and just crank it up, max yourself off and eke out more. But you can't do 10x and live in that system. Like it would just be like impossible. So what the 10x is really shifting you into is, oh, what would it take for me to operate in this accelerated way? And that's when we like shift. Because we got to turn off that urgency. The 10x happens when we shift out of fear.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
And the biggest premise of that book is like the as within, so without. The only way I can have 10x of my relationships or my health or anything is to have a quantum shift within. That's the only thing. And they're not using that language in the book, but that's what they're referring to. What's the quantum shift? You're shifting in your foundation. Now, yeah, that's more uncomfortable. It's way more comfortable to do in the status quo and just keep pushing harder. But you'll never create the prosperity or the flow or the abundance, or this business you're creating can't be created because it doesn't exist in the realm of fear. See, there's this whole paradigm of like fear separation. Your business doesn't exist in that realm, so you won't be able to create it in that realm. Your business is a higher frequency solution. It exists in a higher frequency reality. See? That's probably the most important
Yeah.
you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it brings me back to my mom always says, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there.
Yeah.
Your business exists in a higher frequency. You've got to move into that higher frequency to create it or to receive it. And that's the part most people don't want to do. They're like, no, let me just stay in my comfort zone. I got this handled. I'm just going to manage things from here. And it's like, you got to die to the old self and let yourself enter that new realm of like, oh, this is who I really am. So letting go, which is the exhale. The exhale is the letting go. And if you knew like, okay, there's just 10 things for my system to let go, you would gladly do the exhale practice, even if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Julie, I'm honestly like, this is so essential for you. It is the only one thing. If you just this one thing from this one session, your whole
Yeah.
life will radically change. I'm going to say it differently. From what you have done, this whole thing, this one thing in this one session, your life has radically changed.
Yeah. 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 I know because I got a glimpse of it the other day when everything was flowing and I was in that high dimensional, high frequency state and everything just effortlessly, and it was fun. And I was just like, oh my God, all of life has to stay fun like this. It's just everything.
Yeah.
Every
It,
I
it-
got it. So I got a peak. I reached the summit. I may have slid back down, but I know what it looks like up there. So I know what I'm trying to get to. I know what it, yeah, I know that's where I have to be, but I keep forgetting it. So thank you for reminding me.
well, and it's when we slide back down, it's only so that we can create more sturdy pathways going up. Because when we stand there, we invite others to come
Others.
up. And if
Yeah.
we've got these really sturdy, stable pathways, people are going to come right up and meet us where we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those people are aspects of ourselves. It's like we're inviting ourselves into wholeness.
Mm. Oh, wow. Yeah. Jeez. Whoa. Yeah.
You don't want to leave yourself behind. You're like, I'm up here. But then
Yeah.
there's another aspect that needs maybe a more sturdy pathway or a different pathway. And you're kind of going to keep mapping it out and, you know, be fearless. There's nothing to fear.
Wow. Holy. Okay. I gotta hang on to this. I'm gonna be replaying this one a lot of times.
And when you trust, it just brings you right there. Nothing
Yeah.
to hang on to. So just put like a bookmarker in of the, okay, this whole thing we just did today. And then when you do your long exhale, your body will integrate more of it.
Yeah.
Well done, beautiful. I'm so excited. And it's perfect timing because you're entering a new year. It's new energy. Get into your new